listen, this retake's not going to be too easy. Bomb already more than halfway gone. CT's only now knocking on the door. Rafters as Mad Lions crack onto the scoreboard. 1 round to 3.
Shush. Force feeds them some NyQuil. They don't wake up. Nice movement around this. This position needs to be protected, but at the same time, it's a great spot for a 1v2 situation. There's so much, it's hard to wallbang. I don't even know if it's worth it to wallbang at all. Plus, you can deal with both sides of ramp, and you can hold on to the angles below you and your high ground in the B side. So the only thing that really works against it is that he will play there a lot. So it can be kind of telegraphable. Across the outside, gets spotted. Oh, nice shot there from Acor. It's a bit faster than Searson, who's already usually lightning fast.
Yeah, tabseN, he'd been bullying Roy for a couple of rounds, but Roy got the big bros. And they come knocking on his door. Garage falls for the first time. Strength in numbers, you know. 5v3 ensues. Bubsky is about to swoop down on Tizian and k1to if he can, but oh, that's almost unfair. Tizian looking straight up, keeping his head up crucially in that moment, but we're gonna need Xantares to do a similar thing because he gets pressured off of Heaven and loses the fight outdoors. k1to's already been able to sneak behind the vent, his teammate outside of lobby towards T-spawn, clearly going for the save. k1to would love to join him, but he's in a dangerous position, so may have to take bodies down as he retreats. It looks like they'll let him slide out here. Mad Lions, 2 rounds, really using that outer yard and finding a solution to tabseN this round.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the point for them, and they dealt with him early, which is great. So now they can, I think they want to maybe try to exploit it again. They've been off and on when it comes to outside, but there's a lot of outside takes that they're using. So it's not really an upstairs focus, not so much a ramp focus. That pistol round was a rarer example. Here Xantares also gets destroyed outside. Flashbang before the peak, and he was with a nade in his hand. Could not fall back or fight back. 2 guns that are saved are going to be used. Nobody else is going to buy anything behind it. So this could be a very easy round for Mad Lions to tie up on.
And they would do so early.
Yeah. Yeah, it took him a while to catch up on Mirage.
Still, they have to make sure that they don't get caught by surprise. These 2 rifles could pack a punch, but wow, k1to. Poor guy gets spammed through smoke. Here's Tizian's 2nd rifle, and Searson does get his hands back on the M4. A T's gonna walk right past. Oh, more than one. Searson, 3K. Beautiful stuff from the back of Mini. Turns this round upside down, but can Asilian revert this? He's able to fall off of the hut, needs to find bomb. And he's got time to just chill if he chooses to. He extends out into the site. Oh, the player's through the wall, so it's an easy one for Searson. A huge 3-piece and a swapping to the op to seal the deal. That will keep Big at 4.
Beautiful patience. Amazing rifle play there. You know, first kill, and then the 2nd kill, you think, all right, maybe he gets it if he's very sharp. Acor immediately spins and gets destroyed. There's a chance that all 3 of them could catch him off guard if he even missed 1 or 2 bullets. So just laser sharp precision by Searson, showing us that he's a great opper and a great rifler. Just amazing first bullet accuracy.
Yep. Very nicely done. Good showcase moment here for Searson. And he had an excellent first map. So if Big are gonna take any consistencies from Mirage and employ them on Nuke, you'd think Searson's dominant opping would be a key to success. And he gets himself a first frag here in round 7. A little gap in the smoke towards Secret. He lets the first person pass so that the second walks unsuspectingly into his death.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes your reaction time can sometimes not be good enough to catch someone crossing like that with that smoke and that tiny gap. But once you see someone cross, your reaction time can increase for a bit. when a second person comes around that comes by it, because you're extra sharp knowing the exact timing. It's hard to stay that focused.
Kind of primes you.
Yeah.
Speed buff. Keto.
Oh, yeah, the walk.
He needed a buff, man. Poor guy gets blindsided. Taps in, coming out from Secret, though. That is going to throw a wrench in the works, just like Tizian doing work back here on the A site. They don't know that Bubsky's been able to sneak out. So there's a world where he pulls off something wild, but how does he not see that? He's got the bomb back, sees the player hut. Now he could plant for heaven, and there's nobody up there. There's one coming out from hut right now on the door, and Mini. He cuts off the Mini player, but he's swapping guns, and that one's going to cost him another wild round with what could have been a huge three-piece, but it's going to be big to find their defuse.
It's a really well-reinforced upper hold. You know, 2 players on the site, one I think in heaven that caused the distraction as well. They had no idea a third person would be there, so well done from the CTs to cover all these spots and like watch out for their teammates. The Tizian's offered up that second kill because of the heaven rotator, and then Bubsky makes it come close, but Xantares is pushed out to a point where a trade isn't even possible, or a trade is a lot easier, I should say. The exact opposite. Now Big are up 5-2, and they definitely looked very good. They're not luckily getting these rounds. They look like they're earnestly earning these rounds.
Oh, but a fast mini play potentially here from Roy. That's going to be the bomb dropped. Uh-oh. Could really come back to cost them. Tizian smoking off hut so that he can move forward as the T's molly his initial to silence. And Bubsky's now yet again at bat here for another 1v3 attempt, but he's already lost half of his health, and he's standing in no man's land. So an easy one for Big. It was hectic, and it cost them a couple bodies, but I never felt like they slipped out of control of this situation.
It's true, and I feel like Mad Lion's strategy has taken a couple of hard turns where they had this, well, the pistol round was a focus on ramp, obviously, into lower, and then the following rounds were all about outside, and these last couple of rounds have just been straight up upper takes, skipping some of the outside presence that I think they were doing before. Here they get the vent drop off, which is something a bit different. It is with just the pistols, but they're going to combine it with the cross, and enough grenades to help them do so. They've gotten down into lower, pretty good place for control. Limited information. It's all going to come down to Xantares.
Right now he's above the site. They could have just planted inside of smoke. Astillion tries to play around it, however, and that's going to delay the plant. So now Searson gets eyes onto the bomb site. Smoke will begin to fade, and there's no further utility here for Mad Lion. So they really want that money, and it's going to have to take somebody getting behind the site to stick it. Not going to happen. They found early footing down here to the B site, but nothing materializes from it. Couple of kills, sure enough, but poor A-Core, 20 HP and a Glock. Don't mean to write him off, but that's why.
They had a very decent lower take. I would have loved to see something like that on a rifle round, right? Because they pull off something similar, maybe a bit more walking outside to dodge all of the appropriate grenades. They did try to do that, and you know there was one round where they got off because of the small gap in the smoke. They close off the discrepancy between the wall and the smoke, and then maybe they can try for a lower take. And the vent drop, I think, is one of the most prevalent threats amongst top teams that's hard to deal with, no matter who you are, no matter how good you are, no matter how sure you are that it's coming. And I think I'd like to see Mad Lions try to implore that more. Maybe it's a bit scarier for some of their players, but someone like A-Core, who has incredible movement and is great in places that are extremely chaotic, would be probably a great person to try to get down the vent. I feel like he'd be able to nail it through a smoke or versus spam. He's the kind of player who doesn't really get shaken in situations like that.
Well, let's see. Could
Bubsky,
be a key
of course,
piece of
pulled
what's
it
to
off
come.
perfectly too.
Wall of smoke's outside, and it's not the creep and crawl across to secret stairs. No, they'll just decide to fall back here. Xantares, he is alone on ramp at the moment. There is aid inbound from Hell. Keto gets eyes up. Oh, that's a missed Molotov here from Mad Lions. That's supposed to block off Hell, not themselves. They'll have to reset because of that. But to be honest, I feel like they inadvertently just saved themselves from walking into that three-man hold. Not going to be any easier. Yep. Smoke goes down. Big grenade. Not even.
This is a great read from Big.
Yeah, they're going to make the play. Again, meeting Mad Lions on the forefront. They were ready for the ramp hit, and they even get into Hut to stop them once the adjustment's been made. Tizian down to Mini. Keto tucked in behind the vent. He's going to open himself up to this Hut play. Astillion finds that timing, and now what more can they do? The bomb has fallen down the vent. Unfortunate turn of events. It is so far gone, in fact, that Astillion has no chance here. All they have to do is lock on bomb with 20 seconds, but Tabzin actually offers him a kill, and suddenly this looks a little more doable. Xantares falls back, goose-egging the explosives, and Astillion has to clear close corners.
Yeah, no Xantares the lower rotate. Oh, wow, yeah, he found him. Wow, that's a beautiful angle clear. Damn, they have found a rose in the concrete.
He puts the smoke down too. This is going to enable him to actually jump on Raptors if he wants. He could also hold sight or even just go tip to tip and sneak past Searson, who has wrapped back around the site, and you can see he's lost vision. He kind of has an understanding as to what's going down, but oh, it's the off shot close from Searson. The Duke of Nuke, most certainly, using that combat op to clutch out what would have been a huge 1v3 from Astillion.
You know what really makes that play is if he at least opens the door for a decon, and then comes back towards the smoke, because there was no way for Searson to believe that he could have gotten anywhere else in the amount of time with the door still closed. But you know, he comes out, he tries to lurk around it. It almost is a formidable play, and it's definitely a good use of the smoke. So a very nice try. But certainly around Mad Lions would not have come close to winning. Big had another great upstairs hold. But it was Mad Lions to wrap into Mini that helped a lot in killing the one player upstairs, made it a domino effect, and oh my freaking god, Searson with an AWP, no one behind him, walks into lobby and drops off an AWP for a kill.
Yeah. Shush lets that Opper walk out, loses his teammate, trades right away, but then obviously with Shush having to go back to keep an eye on Squeaky, the job of the teammate who died, you see Xantares slip through there. So I love Big going with the first bit of aggression and following through with a second crashing wave, taking the 4v3, leaving Mad Lions to just play a little bit patient here. I mean, you can see Astillion with bomb chilling outside a lobby. There's no rush. We still have a minute to work with, and I feel like, if anything, that last round taught them that, you know, they do have this uncanny ability at the moment to crack open disadvantageous situations. Big has given them leeway. You see, even here, Roy's able to work all the way in through Mini. Like, they're getting themselves to a very fair A-site split. Although, maybe predicted, because that grenade and the follow-up takes half of the health off. Keto is pinned behind vent, has a player in the heavens, and another on site. So a very tough job here for Mad Lions, and you can see Astillion walks unsuspectingly into his death. All the while, Roy has no line of vision, so Big denying everything here in round 11.
Yeah, I'm really loving Big's nuke right now from a read's perspective, especially these upstairs holds. I mean, everybody's just playing so much better. I mean, Xantares has also been instrumental because he's in the lower site, so he's like half of the map for him. He's had to make sure that he delivers, and he has been. Tabzin's on 18 kills, and while this push looked egregious, I feel like there is a great argument for, even if you're a very passive team who wants to play off fundamentals on CT side, to throw in a push, especially when you're winning, in one round at least. Just because it keeps the T's on their feet in the lobby when they're holding passive, and make sure that they can't do anything too aggressive. Another good round here from Xantares.
Yeah, Op clipping one from the sky. Searson gets the pistol tap, and Xantares safely tucks into the B site. So the eco from Mad Lions falls absolutely flat. And I really mirror your sentiment, Mohan, about Big's reads. I would say, to me, it was very glaringly obvious that they have strong rotations on this CT side. When we saw that pressure towards ramp, sure, Mad Lions had their own fault, but they've sniffed out every defensive player other than
That's pretty much a perfect round, right? It's a team ace, first of all, for Mad Lions, meaning every did it. First off, starting with the offer, kind of how you wanted to go.
Awesome.
Not much utility. Yeah, he follows up on his own trade. Cleans his plate with that one. And then they also get the push and kill inside the lobby if Bubsky's holding very passive from outside. And then they work on the crunch. That's the perfect default round from a T side that you could ask for. Yet Mad Lions only have 3 rounds.
Ooh. Strong grenade play outside. Acor's seeing stars. Like you said, textbook one for Mad Lions there in the 13th, but can they finish the half with 5 rounds? That would be so ideal for them. Searson, good reposition. Have not seen him on this roof, and he is doing work. Up close, there is another player, and he's going to miss his no-scope. So a door open for Astillion as he very quickly kind of changes the pace here to pressure the A bomb site. All the while, Big, they've gone on an expedition into lobby. They know doubling back to ramp is the safest bet. They already have a player to keep them there. So they get the info, and unlike last round where they walked into Bubsky and T-spawn, they started to go back. But Tizian, same situation. He gets the dink, which is huge, but look at Keto. He's going to make a crucial error. Tries to climb the ladder, and Astillion just sends him packing. Man advantage. Back up for Mad Lions.
Xantaras, he's thinking about it. Oh, he wants to, but he gets killed. Okay, yeah, they just, a patient pays off once again. Mad Lions find 4. This time they also do something involving Heaven with an A-Wrath, crushing upstairs, but now with less focus towards Mini and just the hut, and once again, getting another lobby push kill. I think they have, I think the novelty of that push has worn off a bit, Connor. I don't know how you feel, but they pulled it off once, it looked really good, and then they did it 2 more rounds in a row, and have been just caught off.
Ah, close one.
Man, Searson, we honestly don't get to see him play that much, the big or not at like some of these, you know, larger scale tournaments. I feel like whenever I say their name, I also want to say big in the sentence. But, you know, I feel like every time you watch Searson play, he feels just like one of the most useful offers that you'll ever watch play the game. I mean, all his shots look very easy. If they come to him, he gets 2 kills. He's always in good spots, always in new spots.
Yeah, that's the point I like the most. Constantly repositioning. One of those players who's really not afraid to shoot 1 bullet and even move within rounds, let alone starting rounds in very different positions too. So a huge variable for Big. And at this point, one of the most consistent variables across this series. So let's see, last round of the first half, Big trying to get that 11th. They've secured the double digits, but Mad Lions coming alive here at the closing of the half. And this is sort of what we saw in Mirage, although I would argue far more convincing from the Lions then. This is just enough for them to start off their CT side with enough wiggle room to potentially pull it back and close the series 2-0. I think that while Big have had a great defensive half, it's not going to get any easier once they switch over to the offense.
True.
So let's see how it closes, because again, remember, this was some pistols for Big at the disadvantage at the start of the 15th, and at the disadvantage here in the post plant. They're going to try and charge forward, but it all comes to a rather quick close, folks. Mad Lions, 5 rounds, as they'll have to hold following the break. we're back, and as you can see, odds still favoring Mad Lions in the series as the match winner, because even if they can't hang on to the CT side of Nuke, we have Vertigo ahead. Winning the map choice of Big has given them that little bit of breathing room, although there is a world where they lock down this defensive half. Only time will tell, so buckle in, folks. You are, of course, watching DreamHack Masters Spring 2020 Day 4. We've got 12 days of group stage, lots of Counter-Strike action, and lots of headshots. Already one here in the pistol as Tizian opens up, denying Bubsky line of sight. He's been a pretty impactful pistol round player, so for him to go down, that's huge. A-Core can't manage to hang on to vents. Very explosive decision there from Keto. Just falls downwards, gets what he wanted. Searson's patience pays off, and this is a huge pistol round for Big because it means early T-side momentum at already a 5-round lead.
That's true. We saw the stat yesterday about what happens 5-10 halves on Mirage. 90% of the time, the team that has 10 rounds will close the game out. Don't know what that stat looks like on Nuke. Combined with the pistol on top of having such a stellar CT side, you'd imagine it's quite similar or even worse, even more damning for the opposing team. So Mad Lions with a small mountain here to climb, and I think they do have the tools to do it. And we saw how good they were in general on Mirage and how they kind of staged a comeback in the first half and closed out so extremely strong. So I'm sure Big are worried and are going to stay on their toes. But for the meantime, you know, they've got maybe another free round to look forward to, and this kind of crushing take to lower that was multifaceted. Searson holding outside to deny a rotate, the vent drop, getting the kill for himself without needing help whatsoever. And it's a bit scary. We've seen so many people sitting in the vent. I think notably yesterday where Liquid had someone, you know, waiting down there, and you're just not always guaranteed the kill. It feels like it's one or two bullets get missed from both sides, and the guy who drops can have kind of an equal chance sometimes of just nailing the headshot depending on what side of the vent you land.
Cillian, ooh, nice effort. Tries to get that deagle up, but Wall of Smokes is going to cut off any assistance from his teammates. So this is very much Big taking it downtown. B plant open for the taking. Tizian's little lurk through Squeaky could also catch these CTs off guard. You know, they've got some Kevlar, some deagles, hell, even a scout to try and save, but it seems like they're just going to be walking to their demise. Keto holds the back line, bombs now planted. And that's most certainly a 12-1 for Big. So, excellent first half on their defense, starting off with the pistol, moving through these little force buys near unscathed. This is an excellent start for the Big clan.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than this. Again, with 12 rounds, the pressure mounts more for Mad Lions. Their map pick, of course, so an expectation to at least see a dignified scoreline, if not, you know, a 16 to something scoreline. So we'll see what they can pull off on this next round. But for the meantime, it's going to be Big on this establishing rifle round to show us how, or excuse me, they won't even have the money for it. So it's going to be Big to basically be able to collect another free round, as Mad Lions took a risk in trying to stage the comeback early, which is a very worthwhile risk for a lot of reasons. Game like Counter-Strike, one person can get 3 kills, and sometimes just saving to have enough money isn't always the smartest move. So risking it a bit on the eco, retaining the scout at least to give them a chance of still winning this round, and of course that hope is still alive at all times. Big will move out here towards the outside, and yeah, Roy ends up shooting. Oh my god. He's not even going to get traded. He's found a tricky spot to be in. He's going to try to adjust for the second deagle shot.
Wait.
But ultimately,
he did.
The trades... Wait, what? He killed
Roy
that
has
guy?
2 kills. Oh, Lord.
Wow. Damage. There's so much damage dealt to the 2 of 3 remaining Big players as well. Third one gets killed, and now they've got a combined 60 HP. Little under.
And Cillian, he could very well be the nail in the coffin here. He's already crawling back behind T-spawn. Searson's waiting for the secret peek. So as long as Bubsky creates some sort of a move here, can call the distraction, Cillian could get into action, but he's actually delaying this. And personally, I think him delaying could open a world for Big to push away from the danger. Had he gone to the top of Silo, he would already have this frag. He could have vision on bomb. Instead, they've given it to Searson, and he can just leave, just barely still standing at 7 HP, but he is out regardless. Big, they've taken the lifeline.
Wow, they're not even going to go through lobby. Pretty interesting. Certainly, wow, Heaven. Man, this might be a good attempt here for Mad Lions.
Yeah, I agree. They have heavy health to play off of. It's just Mac 10s on the other side, but the aim punch is going to be such a burden to deal with. So a crucial quick kill is key, and a Stillion. Beautiful stuff coming out of the Heavens. He had a chance to close it earlier, but once that was gone, I really do like the composure from Mad Lions, making the great decision to pinch in from Heaven and Mini combined. Yeah. They looked like they were in control of the situation, even though it slipped once.
Definitely. I think Roy, a lot of the time. Yeah, but Roy, I guess we have to watch this
hides
again,
under the box.
What the hell is that? Maniacal laughter ensues. I'm sure he laughed as well. That's kind of nuts. I wouldn't even have realized I got that kill. And Astillion. Oh, dude, if Astillion is in that 1v2. Imagine if he didn't have a teammate there. He got that one tap. It would have been looked so beautiful. And it still did. But yeah, 6-12 now. Full buy instantly for Mad Lions on a round they were saving, no less. Not even that force up from the round previous. So in some ways it has even more benefits. They have more guns. They have the op board. They'll go head to head with Searson. Acor has been very good, but this map he's only got 4 kills. See if the CT side is any easier for him.
Ooh, good damage from Roy, but Tabson gets the best of him. That is a route through Secret open. Smokes begin to fade, and only one player is crossed at this point. So Bubsky's in a very fair 1 versus 1, and Tabson jumps the gun, offering back the even 4v4.
I think they're going to hear this and know with a mini player, I think Astillion will probably be on full alert here, but he's got to worry about Heaven. Do we have somebody upstairs watching that? That's interesting.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. He's spread thin. Oh, but they put the second op inside of Hut as well. So they at least just forfeit the bomb site by playing into lobby. They'll pinch that side, and then they can use it as a retake if they choose. I mean, it's not an optimal situation. Maybe hanging on to Heaven could have helped, but at least they're not fully exposed. They'll still lose one body. And Acor mollied. He's stuck in the door. Run! And he can't get any closer. That one falls apart pretty quick. It looked like I was trying to give them a chance.
In terms of option coverage, I wonder if the best play would not have been just to go Heaven and defend from Heaven, or keep eyes on it, because they could have had Shush could have got a kill and then, you know, totally different rounds. That labored, so there's a chance that, you know, he did win that duel. But still, Astillion kind of walking it back to ramp. I feel like maybe they didn't need to hold that as much as it would have been beneficial to just hold on to Heaven, because they had players in good spots upstairs that could continue to sit there and not be in a place like Hut, which is like a more recessive position, and not have put themselves in this spot where they're taking a low ground duel plus making a heroic jump through a Molotov to stop a bomb plant with an op solo play as well.
Yeah, quite ballsy.
Yeah, of course Acorn has big nuts.
I don't know, man. They're looking pretty small. He's got 4 kills.
Yeah, well, sometimes the nuts don't net you the frags.
Yeah. Not yet, anyways. Time will tell. Although time dwindling here on Nuke. Big clan. 13 rounds. Don't forget that Roy is tucked here behind red. A bouncing Betty in that MP9. But he'll just hold. He's got 3 players in front of him, and I think Bubsky's doing a really good job of serving as a distraction. Roy called into action, gets 1 kill, and now Xantares from the top of Silo tries to maintain, but no sir, trades. all working out for Mad Lions until Tizian comes in from Squeaky Door. 1v3 attempt, no bomb, dodging Molotovs as he has 37 health, but Mad Lions clearly in the advantage. I like that they go forward towards the base of Silo, so be it. Afford him to come out mini. Astilion is watching this way. So Tizian's gonna round the corner right into the crosshair, and as expected, Mad Lions can close. They very much kind of netted the push outside. They had it all wrapped up real pretty. Roy's call to action.
Game, but then dropping the rifle, I think, is a more damning round to lose. Like, yeah, they're able to overcome overwhelming odds, but for Mad Lions picked Nuke. Tapson had 17 kills on map 1. He hit 18 on round 10 of Nuke. Yeah, he really did have an incredible start to this game.
Huge. That was 17 kills across 27 rounds. 18 kills across 10.
With, of course, the 4K on the pistol. Yeah, a big reason why they have such a stark contrast in rounds. Okay, Roy coming through with the spam. What's that?
18 kills in 10 rounds and only 3 kills in the next 10.
Yeah, we got to ignore that to really celebrate the performance by Tatson. But, you know, they've got still a huge round lead off of it. So until they blow that, the lack of being able to keep it up won't come into question. Tapson hears us and gets another kill. Here it is, a Tech 9 frag. He's also one of the players who have worse guns. And somehow a Mac 10 is able to compromise a vent player without the CTs knowing at all. Acor sitting downstairs looking for op shots, but he can find them. Can't get a single kill, ends up dying. And Big Clan with a kind of a busted buyer in a powerful position downstairs.
Yep, Astillion's gonna come in from vent, trying to join forces with his other 2 teammates. They're all fighting over towards the double doors. Bubsky's gonna die here. 1v3 attempt for Astillion. That Tech 9 on Tabson gets down secret stairs, if I'm not mistaken. And while Acor sure enough was over towards control, he didn't actually get eyes up fast enough to stop it. So yes, you're right. The Tech 9 inside of the vent unravels everything. Big then go all in with 4 players down ramp. There was no defense to hold them at bay, so the B site crumbled. And that's Big on 14, doubling up the score of Mad Lions and looking to take us to a 3rd map. Vertigo could very well be coming up next unless Mad Lions put an end to it here and now.
It does seem like that. It does seem like, I mean, if you get a kill like that, I mean, it feels like a check situation, you know, like they're so scared. They can't go down vent. They're like, how the hell did you get here? So therefore, how much other map control do you have that we don't know about? Like, that's what happens to you when a kill like that comes. And of course, Tabson, he only has a Mac 10, or sorry, a Tech 9 as well. So
making a resurgence, the Tech 9.
It's true.
I2 recently swapping out the CZ.
Did you?
Yeah.
I see you like the win.
Eagles for Roy, good for damage, but Tabson, a little better. Bubsky through the smoke again has been very successful in doing this. Astillion, lucky to be alive. He jumps back across towards Hell and forfeits ramp yet again. So Big, they're gonna waste 0 time getting down here, trying to utilize the same success from the previous round. Bubsky again dealing damage, softening players. Maybe he could, maybe he has poised his teammates to finish the job. Santerra's also down now to less than half. Everybody's doing a good job of connecting shots, but it's the kills they most certainly need. There's one. Eyes fixated towards decontamination. That's not going to help them because all of Mad Lions are here towards double doors, and they don't need anything other than Searson, it seems. I mean, I pointed out how Tabson fell off, but the guy hasn't had a chance. Searson kicking it into 6th gear. 22 kills, 12 deaths, making quick work of that Deagle play attempt. Big on 15.
There's quite simply not enough kills to go around with Searson in the server. He knows how to find these frags. He knows where the next one's going to come. He's influencing all the rotations from the CTs, and they're made to look like fools in his scope. He's very consistent and very pervasive. Mad Lions only have pistols to work with in their final, potentially, defense of the game. Trades come out from both sides. Yeah, the push ends up actually working out quite well here for Mad Lions. No secret that they are good on these eco rounds, but maybe they play with reckless abandon, and that's why. Definitely not going to be the thing that takes it over the line.
CT smoke to deny them any lobby re-aggression. If Searson decides to chill next to this, he is relegated to the Glock. So he calls Zentera's back. And then they leave together? All right, listen, they've got a minute. They've got full utility. I would love for you to paint the picture of what the hell they're going to do.
So here's where you definitely get creative. Number one, no matter what you do, the CTs will start roaming a bit. Since you have the bomb, they have to start thinking about what they can push and what they can save. So they'll peek an angle, push it, and then you have to make a guess as to what risk they're going to take. If they sit and wait in lobby, it's because they're just going to assume it's upstairs, and they also have this vent rotation. If I'm big, I'm looking for vent, and then I'm trying to plant lower with the other guy, and maybe using the utility here to clear stuff out. Time at 30 seconds, they kind of have time to do both, but the number one thing I would be worried about is getting the bomb down safely and then worrying about vent control.
Well, the door swung open. Telling Mad Lions what's up.
Though.
No contest to try and stop the bomb plant. Still some utility to play as well in the post. Gonna have to synchronize well. They're making a lot of noise coming out of vent. Pearson, good job. Great job. Not just from him across the entirety of Nuke, but that 2 versus X. They clamber back into the clutch. And that, my friends, is a hell of a showing. Just not only winning this second map, but doing it in convincing fashion. Mad Lions looked outclassed across their pick. And now going into Vertigo, I think that throws a lot of our expectations up into the air.
Absolutely, and they were cited as saying that they watched a lot of Mad Lions demos. They felt very prepared. We're seeing why. Mirage maybe would have been a one-off. Maybe Big weren't looked as good as they should have. Zentarth, maybe he really did get on that unlucky because he was great on CT side on Nuke, and so is the rest of his team. Once again, shout out to Searson for being so consistent. Tabson for really kind of leapfrogging them across that first half.
Yeah, that momentum was established early, and we'll see if the momentum continues into Vertigo. We'll take a break, be back with the experts, and then see you guys there for Map 3.
And James.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you gonna want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you gonna be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, it's just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're gonna want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
Keep on searching. I'll never give up. I'll never give up on searching. I'll never give up. I'll never give up with you. Never give up with you. I can spend with you. With you. I'll keep on. I'll keep on searching. I'll never give up. Stars up above us.
Big is back, and they came in with a bang on Nuke. They certainly done their homework, and it showed. They managed to close it out in style, and Tabson, he was pulling out all the shots, but it was Mad Lions. They couldn't quite hit theirs. They took way too long to get into Nuke, which should have been a comfortable pick for them. And now we'll be moving on to Vertigo, and it could be just an open book here, because we spoke about this before, that the Vertigo pick hadn't been in the decider means that there must have been something from Mad Lions in order for them to let it all the way through. But if they bring out another performance like this on Nuke, it's going to be a whole hell of a confusing time for everyone on the server.
You know what? That was a little bit disappointing by Mad Lions. I expected more. I think Mad Lions is usually a great nuke team, and I think Aiko in particular is one of the most interesting players in the entire world of Counter-Strike right now to watch. This game so far, he hasn't been doing much, right? He's sitting at 23 kills, 35 deaths, and only a single entry kill, right? That's not good enough if you're the AWP player for Mad Lions. He's not hitting anything today, so let's be honest about that. On the other side, you got Susan. He's playing some stellar Counter-Strike, 52 frags, really hitting his shot at the moment. And I think Big showed us right here what they can do if they're playing well. Shantaris had a decent performance here on Nuke as well, and all of them, as you said, James, turned up and hit their shots. A little bit disappointed about Mad Lions, disappointed about the T side. That was very lackluster. Didn't seem to be, that fulfilling in sense of as soon as they got shut down by Big, there wasn't a lot of stuff to offer from Mad Lions, and to me that's disappointing, especially with all the practice time they had coming into this one.
Yeah, definitely so. And I thought, 5 rounds, it's not the best. Surely they would have hoped for 6, maybe 7 if they were lucky. But 5 rounds, generally speaking, it is enough. And I have to disagree. I thought that Mad Lions brought a decent enough T side on their nuke. But Big, their reactions, it was amazing. I think the one weakness on the Big City side of things was they didn't have an answer for that under ladder. You saw that they were consistently, proactively retaking that lobby, retaking outside with the right amount of aggression. But Xantares, once again, towards that under ladder, he was struggling. And so that's how Lions were able to rally up those last 2 or 3 rounds of the half. But man, their CT side of things, starting off with that pistol, it seems like Lions, I gotta say, it's once again the rustiness, the maybe, dare I say, laziness within these rounds, sometimes overconfidence, because once again, 5 rounds on T side, it should be enough because their defensive side on Nuke, it's strong.
I just felt like they weren't adapting too much to what Big was throwing at them on a regular basis. And there's certainly when it comes to Vertigo, it's a bit of an unknown for us, though, for Mad Lions, right? Big have played it. It's something that they will actively play, so they should know their way around it. For Mad Lions, we're coming in with, okay, can you pull this off? Have you worked on something here? And I guess even in their minds right now, they're probably thinking, okay, Big showed us something that we didn't expect. Now we might need to be more concerned.
Yeah,
Exactly, and especially because it's Overpass that they decided to veto out and choose Vertigo instead, which is once again so surprising because Overpass, A-Core, opping, these things go hand in hand. So Vertigo, there's no excuses here. They better show up here and they better show us that they've got a huge game plan prepared because Big, they played Vertigo in their last 2 series and they've won them. So they're certainly prepared.
I'm on board with Christine here. If we don't see Aker stepping up, then I don't think Mad Lions is going to win, right? It's going to be the first time they're going to play the map of Vertigo, so they'll have to show us that they've been putting into practice, and Aker will have to show us why he's one of the most interesting players to play or watch. At the moment, his AWP skills is fantastic, but he needs to show it now, big style.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out in just a few moments, but it's time for us to hit the break once again. And then when we come back, it's Vertigo with Launders and Scrawny to take us through the action.
If I have enough dough, fashion show out in Paris in the front row. Party every night, I don't have time to sleep. Next day it's the same, just rinse and repeat. Summertime trips on the yacht to the island. Squad rolling with me and we do a lot of wildin'. Bottle of whatever you want, just put your order in. You can have as much as you want, there's plenty more of them. Yeah, show me the money. Show me the money. It's all about the lifestyle. It's all about the lifestyle. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. It's all about the lifestyle. It's all about the lifestyle. Show me the money.
Big with a little spring in their step, showing us good promise there on Nuke. They close their opponent's map choice, which means, of course, these teams exchange choices and leave us on Vertigo. I hope you're not afraid of heights, Mohan, because this one should be full of fireworks.
I'm actually not. So I actually enjoyed the thrill of nearly dying. I think it's pretty fun. I definitely do a lot of things in life where I feel like most people would be more risk averse. So Vertigo, I'm into the thrill. I like the fact that we're stuck 100 stories up.
Ooh,
and you could
split down
die
the
at
middle.
any minute. Wow, yeah, the odds have evened up. It's fair play, man. You know, one team looked good on one map, one team looked good on another map, and now Vertigo is a big question mark because Mad Lions, they removed Overpass to play this map. So we'll find out why they did that. This
And
episode
more
on DreamHack Masters.
Spring 2020, European region. Of course, we've got a NA matchup coming up next. MIBR versus Chaos. Chaos, who has upset versus Liquid. You guys aren't going to want to go anywhere. Tell the wife and kids you're sticking here. It's Counter-Strike all day long.
Yeah, my wife's boyfriend knows all about the next match that's coming up. He's excited. I'm excited.
You going to watch it together?
We're going to hold hands and watch it together.
Bastillion's going to try spamming some smoke here. Looks to deny any short presence, but they actually plant over on the further corner. I like that. It cost him a lot of his health, but Tabson's still alive in the post plant. So a very fully armored Mad Lions here on the retake attempt. There is no kit in the mix. Bomb, a third of the way gone already. Still 2 flashbangs for Big, but Searson starts to throw those as Astillion leads the charge around short. It's a bloodbath and a great pinch. Down at the depths of the ramp, they'll find their last and hop on Bomb just in time. That's Mad Lions winning CT pistol.
Yeah. They pull it together. They pull off the retake. It's nice. It's fast. It's explosive. It's cohesive. It's all the great adjectives. So nice start from that Mad Lions. Pistol rounds. Both these teams look like good pistoling teams at times. I mean, Bubsky, Tabson. There's a lot of players that are going head to head. It seems here it's kind of more the periphery players that end up contributing the most. But every round now worth its weight in gold since we're into map 3. And it's such an unknown quantity. And I'm not sure how confident each team feels, but I'm sure they both have somewhat measured expectations and reservations, you know, just in case. And we saw the pace that Furia took on this map. It's not a pace that many teams will take. Certainly, there will be more retakes. There will be more slow-paced rounds. And there'll be more reactive play in a matchup like this.
Playing matchmaking once and got faced versus Astillion here on Vertigo.
How'd it go?
Beat his ass.
Knifed
him, actually. Knifed him. I knifed him.
I think you're affecting the Betway odds.
Yeah, they better. Suddenly 26 to 1. If Scrawny can do it, then
Lost
Big are fine. Yeah. Oh, man. But listen, anti-eco all too easy. I'm no Verta Global, but I can tango.
You're a game shark, my friend. You're a game shark.
Let's see if Roy's sneaky nature can pay off here.
Bags work again.
A real classic on Vertigo. It's one of my favorite plays, in fact. It's just one of those cheeky strategies that always seems to have impact in a game, at least one round. So there you have it. The first example comes early, just closes out versus those pistols as they tried to find some sort of success in round 2. But Big, as expected, have to forego the round and put all their eggs in this basket. Round 3. Big's coming in with plenty of AKs, and most importantly, that op on Searson. He has been a real piece to their success today.
If this guy had a YouTube channel with tutorials on opping, all I'm saying is I ding the notification bell. Okay, this guy is really friggin' good with the op, and is so smart positionally. I would definitely listen to what he has to say. I thought Roy was going to push through that. That's a multi. Is there a flash to combine? He turned from something. I don't think he's actually going to do it. He's playing very respectfully now with a lot of tact, but the smoke is going to come up, and he'll have a target in front of him. Soon, Xantares will be his victim, but Searson, instant trade. Worthwhile here for the tees. They're fine with that.
Ooh, Shush at the bottom of B, though. Gonna give away a kill. Gonna give away the even 4v4. Tizian crawling through middle. This is a big play. He's gonna hold. We've been seeing more and more players kind of hold behind this pole or on the other side of it, just next to the ramp. It kind of gives you like 70% cover if somebody comes back to peek from elevator. But oh boy, Bubsky, you better run or tuck into the corner. Either way, it won't work because Keto runs through the fire, no issue, and goes ahead and cracks open that B site. And now you'll see the strength of Tizian's position. Anybody who comes crawling back into this should lose their head if they even try it. Seems like Big have gotten onto the board early, cracking through this CT side.
Yeah, they really hard pin the rotations. Mad Lions are smart enough to realize that this is a threat, and they want to gamble risk that it was going to be an A take to try to have at least more strength towards one part of the map, but not attempt for the rotation. Good play by them. Smart moves. And Big, yeah, they come out with a couple of favorable trades. The most important were the first two, of course, as they normally are, but one where the trade down the lower ramp was great from Searson, and then after that, it elicited a push because I think the CTs felt slightly disfavored at that point and wanted to try to make up ground elsewhere, but Big did a great job in their default of staying spread out, but making it seem like they were heavily focused on the A ramp. Meanwhile, they were worried about mid as well.
This is what kicked it off for Roy, but Searson, just a smidgen of a gap. And then Keto not only getting the first kill through the smoke, but just charging straight through Bubsky's thin line of defense. You could really smell the desperation on that Molotov when he saw 3 people peek. But luckily for Mad Lions, they're not bottomed out economically. They invest in and have a nice, strong buy. Sure, they're missing some nades for Bubsky and Asilian, but so be it. It's not a write-off, that's for sure.
Looks like 2 per site right now. Someone holding on towards mid. They're kind of using Searson as like a